Let's go through the grain futures and then talk to Todd Bubba Horwitz about what he thinks these markets are up to. Right now, it's kind of still pretty quiet over here in the corn market. We've got the May corn contract up just a quarter of a penny, 3.75. New crop December's up 3/4. Over in the soybean market, we're down about 5 1/4 to 5.5 cents all the way across the board. May down 5 1/4 at 9.11. On to the wheat market we go, and we've got the July Chicago wheat up 3 3/4. 4.64 3/4. Kansas City wheat likewise 5 cents higher, 4.55 1/4 on that new crop July contract, and that's only 3/4 of a cent away from the high. And then Minneapolis wheat contracts for July, it is up 2 1/2 at 5.58. New crop December cotton is up 70 points now at 73.85. And now let's talk to Todd Bubba Horwitz. And he is with Bubba Trading. He joins us right now from his office. And Todd, thank you very much. What about the movement of these markets? Is this pretty much what you were looking for in this in-between time between the 1st of March and the end of the March when we get all these reports again?
Good morning, John. You know, I think these markets are just preparing to make the next big move. And the next big move could be either direction. I do assume that it will be up. I think as long as these levels hold where they're around where they are now, I think we look for much higher prices. I think this is all tied in to like the global markets. You know, all markets are generally stuck in these very tight ranges and have not been able to break out either to the uptrend or to the downtrend. So I think that's really what we're seeing here in the grain market. I think everybody's kind of, every market's kind of depending on the other to see what it does. We see the dollar's breaking out over that 97 level today. So again, I think it's just a matter of the markets getting ready and preparing to make a big move. And I do think the new money will come in as buyers in the grain markets.
All right, Todd, in your opinion then, if that dollar does go to par, will that put in a whole lot of pressure on this grain market?
I don't think at all. I think that the grain markets have already priced in a much higher dollar, even though it hasn't gone up that far. You know, it's up at the top end of its range. But I think that the grains have already kind of priced that in. You know, we did not have a very big drop when the dollar went from 88 to 95. So, in fact, we had a rally. And I think we get too mixed up in the dollar and its relationship from a day-to-day basis when it's really a much longer-term relationship. And I think certainly the good grains can support a dollar at par and not have any problem with going up. I think the real problem here is we had too much oversupply, number one, and we've got markets that are too slow with the equities going straight up. So all those factors kept new money from coming into the grain markets.
What about that new money? It's all sitting on the sideline just waiting for some kind of a story or some kind of a movement to kick it into gear, do you think?
Well, I think really what they're waiting for, John, is they're trying to decide what the equities are going to do. You know, again, the big driver of grains and commodities besides actual real supply and demand is also the alternative investment money that I think some is on the sidelines in cash and some is in the equity market because it continues to go higher. But if that changes, that new money will come out of the equity market, go into grains, and the money that's on the sideline will go into grains, I think, and commodities like that, because that's where people like to go in an alternative space when equities are not performing as we expect them to. And right now they're still in that range and still at the top end of it. So there's really no reason to see somebody selling out of equities to go into the alternative investments yet.
All right, Todd, thank you very much for the insight on that. Todd Horwitz, Bubba Trading here, joining us for this portion of the program. But don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll have more. This time it's the livestock's turn next here on the Market Day Report.